Hey guys, my name is Iridescent Ika, and today is the day that we've all been waiting for many years to come. Springtrap's in Dead by Daylight, obviously. I mean, look, he's right there. I'm excited. I'm super excited. This is gonna be fucking awesome. It's awesome. He looks amazing right off the bat. He seems like a fun killer. This will be a full video. This will be a full showcase of the character. Yeah, I've got everything from the map to all his abilities and like unique survivor interactions lined up, including the Mori and everything. So stay tuned to see all that. But without further ado, let's get right into it and talk about the perks. Haywire. For some reason, machinery has a habit of failing when you are near. Exit gate switches with at least 50% progress regress at a rate of 50% of gate opening speed. Help wanted. Try as they might, you know how to stay one step ahead of your guests. When you damage a generator, it becomes compromised. When the compromised generator is completed, your successful basic attack cooldowns are 25% faster for 60 seconds. And then, this is the only perk I think will be absolutely amazing off of him. The other two are rather niche, and I don't think will get a ton of usage. But this one, Phantom Fear. You had a reputation for startling unsuspecting guests. When a survivor within your terror radius looks at you, they scream and you see their aura for 2 seconds. I think this is going to be huge. Insane. It's amazing information. It's going to be really hard for survivors to stealth while inside of your terror radius. And overall, I think this is just going to be some amazing value. Amazing information perk. Maybe I'm overestimating it, but we'll have to see. Brief description of his ability. There's that on screen if you do want to read it yourself. But basically, he has an axe. It similarly throws to the Unknown's projectile. However, if you hit a survivor, you do injure them. So it's more similar to Huntress's in that regard. But the actual throwing it feels like you're playing Unknown a lot more similarly. How it's going to work is if you throw it, it hits somebody. However, if you hit somebody that's healthy, it will lodge into their back. If they do not get rid of it by the time you catch up to them, you can grab them. It's like a grab off a generator. You just pick them up, throw them on your shoulder. They're yours. Free downs. So that's pretty wild. Otherwise, if you miss, it will lodge into the ground, and it has an area of effect, and any survivor within that area is revealed to you on Killer Instinct. It's pretty straightforward. You can recall it after a certain amount of time. That's the main ability. It's pretty straightforward. It seems pretty good. There will be a demo of that coming up so you can get an idea a little bit more what that actually looks like. Special map feature security system. So this similarly, the most similar function I can think of this would be, would most likely be Xenomorph's tunnels, except the survivors can also teleport between them. Basically, there are these doors around the map, and Springtrap and the survivors can teleport between the doors. And there's this really cool animation that plays. However, there's more interaction than that for the survivors. There's cameras attached to each door, and the survivors can access these cameras and reveal Springtrap if he's within view of those cameras. It reveals their aura for a short amount of time. However, this consumes battery. They actually have a shared battery that's shared between all the survivors that they have to manage, similar to the actual Five Nights at Freddy's games. So, it's kind of interesting in that regard. There's also a unique interaction if a survivor and Springtrap are going to the same door at the same time, and that will also be in the video. Unfortunately, I can't showcase any of his skins, as they are not in the game yet. Otherwise, I would. So, we got him kind of walking around. Without further ado, however, I am going to go ahead and get into further into the video, and I will see you guys there. Okay, guys, so here we are on the map. Everything looks really good. We're just going to start by messing around with the killer. So, I kind of want to just throw it around for a second. It's very, that's it. So, if someone's within the range of this, by the way, if my friend will just walk into the range of it, you'll get Killer Instinct done. It doesn't really do much else unless you have add-ons, but yeah. So, that's what that looks like. Then, we'll go ahead and come back up here. That's it. It's kind of just, it reminds me of the Unknown's projectile quite a bit. Now, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate what happens when you actually throw it at somebody, and you hit. So, it will injure. And they can't they can't heal themselves without removing it, and it functions similarly to Victor, how they do that. However, if you get close enough to them, you can go ahead and reclaim the axe, and what this looks like is like a little jump scare. And so that's what that looks like. Pretty cool, if you ask me. I really like that animation a lot. That's like the gist of his power. So that's his like main power there. I want to go ahead and we're going to show off the security doors now. We just get him down. A little bit of angry scream there. So I'm going to go ahead and show off. This is what the security doors look like. Pretty straightforward. These spawn on every map, obviously. These are part of its power. This is what it looks like when you go through them. Just by yourself as the killer. You get a really cool little animation. And boom. Come out on the other side. Now, I'm going to go ahead and have my friend go up to the door, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like when you go through at the same time. If he will... Just going to wait for him to hurry and get to one real quick. And we're going to go to door number 7. And 3, 2, 1. And you just come out like that. That wasn't a jump cut. You literally just come out carrying him. It's a bit glitchy. I also noticed his cosmetic wasn't in there. He was just on default Ripley, even though he's wearing the new cats and dogs skin for her. So that's what that looks like. In terms from the survivor's perspective, it's relatively the same thing. The only big difference is the survivors can actually interact with these cameras, and if they see Springtrap through them, they can reveal his aura for their entire team for a bit. They can only do that so many times, though, as they do have a battery that they have to manage that's shared between all 4 of them, similar to like the actual Five Nights at Freddy's games. So that's just how that goes. You can hear the chase music for a second here. He's going to show what that looks like. You're going to hear the static. That is what it means. So I'm being revealed. I was just revealed to the team. Yeah. But you can also hear the chase music, very like circusy. It's pretty interesting to me. We're just gonna take a second to look around the map now. I'm also gonna have my friend go work on the main generator real quick, so I can show you guys the cool little interaction that happens when that is finished. So right off the bat, when you walk into the main building, you have these 2 windows. These seem to be guaranteed spawns. They are always here. I wouldn't say they're the best windows. You can also hear the phone ringing. I think that's a cool little Easter egg. But they're definitely still, it's better than nothing. That's the new perk, by the way, what just happened. Her screaming and her aura being revealed. That is the new perk. So that's one of his. It's the only perk on him I think is going to be decent. So when you come into here, you do have this main building, this main room. These pallets seem to be in slightly different spots, I believe, in between games. But this rough area is almost always the same. So we'll start by coming over here. You kind of just have some posters and stuff. It's very, very aesthetic. Matches the vibe of the games perfectly. Obviously with a touch of the Entity and DBD sprinkled in. If you come on over here now, you're going to go ahead and you're going to see the kitchen. You don't have to hit them. I was just doing that. I don't know why I did. But you got these to start kind of freaking out a bit. It's pretty cool. I like the kitchen a lot. There isn't much potential really in here unless you can stun with this pallet, I don't feel like. It's not a very safe area, but it is something. Next, if you come over here, we have the bathrooms. There's literally nothing in here besides a way back out into the map. I'm not going to worry about showing off the outside of the map. It's just general Greenville, so if you've ever played on Greenville or Garden of Joy, that's really all that's out here. There's not even any new unique tiles or anything out there. So we're going to come over here now. This is one of the possible spawns for basement if it's not in Killer Shack. Otherwise, there is just a ball pit thing right here that you can't get into, and it is relatively the same functionality-wise, except obviously you can go down to the basement now. If the ball pit's here, you just can't interact with this area at all. There's like, I have not seen a pallet spawn in here. All this room ever has, from what I have seen, is this window. It's a pretty strong window, albeit, but you gotta have some decent distance in order for this room to actually be a safe choice. Otherwise, you just have 2 ways out. We'll go head back into the rest of the map here. So obviously, this main building, or the main generator right here, we'll go up on stage. You've got what seems to be a pretty decent loop right here. I have seen this pallet move, and this be a bit differently structured, but it's always going to be one of these more longer loops. Like, occasionally, it'll be closed off more. This will be closed off, and you'll have a pallet going this way. So it's always relatively similar, no matter what. There's Xander saying hi. If we come over to here, we've got like a loading dock area. There's a one-way drop down right here, but doesn't really, I don't think there's much potential there. If you come right here, you have a window. You come over this way now, you've got what's probably the coolest room. It's the back room. So you've got animatronic heads and everything. You've got an endoskeleton. It's really cool. You've got a one-way drop here. This seems to be a guaranteed spawn from what I have seen. It's always going to be one of the one-way drops like that. Then if you come back this way, you have back in the main room, you have stairs right here, and you have a window, a vaultable right here. I don't think it's the safest. that's just, it's something. And you have Pirates Cove. Unfortunately, I don't have Foxy out. I kind of wish they did, but it is what it is. If you come back here, this is just another way into the back room right there. And there's only one room left in the main building we actually need to check out, and that's this maintenance room Xander is trying to show us for some reason. There's not much going on in here. There is a little Easter egg there with the endoskeleton falling out of the vent. There apparently are a lot of Easter eggs. They said that on the dev stream. That's the only one that I've actually seen. Otherwise, yeah. Now we're going to go over here, and I'm going to go ahead and have Xander pop this main generator for us, and I'm going to show you what happens when this one gets popped. You get a little performance here, and it's pretty fancy. We've got Ripley hiding up there. And then they shut down, and we get some confetti. Pretty fancy. Nothing crazy, nothing crazy. Now, I am going to go ahead and just hurry and turn off my webcam for this next part, as it is time for me to show off the Mori. If my assistant will come here, I don't know where he went. We're just going to do it right here in this main room. Do the jump scare again, just because I think it's cool. We'll go ahead and we will drop him, and yeah, here is the Mori.
No pizza for you.
And there we are. Go ahead and turn my camera back on there. Beautiful. So that's it. That is the animatronic. That's about everything summed up to do with his power. I'm hyped. It seems like it's gonna be a lot of fun. Seems like it'll be a very fun killer. I think they captured the essence of the character pretty well. The only thing I'm not sure about is a fire axe. I don't know the lore connection there, if there even is one. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, he's back. He said the thing. He said the thing. But no, I don't know of any connection to the lore there. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might just not know. I wish I could show off the skins, though. Unfortunately, they're not in the PTB, so we'll have to wait till the main game comes out for that. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm really excited. Make sure to check out the PTB if you haven't, if you're on PC. Also, make sure to check us out on Twitch if you're watching this the same day the video was uploaded. Chances are I'm live right now. We're going to be playing the PTB, doing a few other things. It's our 100 follower celebration, so we're uber excited. It's going to be fun. We got 100 followers on Twitch. Also, make sure to check out our other socials. We got a TikTok and Instagram. Those will be linked in the description. Just get fun clips over there. Also, make sure to check out our Discord. I know I'm just plugging everything, but it's got to be done. If you join our Discord, I'm going to be giving away, when the chapter launches, I'm going to be giving away a free copy of the chapter to somebody on the Discord. So if you want to be part of that giveaway, be sure to head over there to be part of that. Without further ado, though, that's everything. So, yeah. I hope you all have a good day. I'll hopefully see you on the live stream, and if I don't, I'll see you in the next one. Eek out.